Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Heather. Today we're going to be starting a video where I read some Romantasy because I want to see if I'm a Romantasy girly. I did read quite a bit of Romantasy in 2025. I have found that I have really liked Romantasy, and I've had some on my bookshelves for a while that I've been wanting to get to, so I'm like, this is the perfect timing. I also found one at the library the other day that's really pretty, and I was like, yeah, it's the incentive to get this video going, you know? So here are all of the books that I read in 2025 that's considered Romantasy. Fantasy that has a romance subplot in them. The ones that I have highlighted right now are the ones that I absolutely freaking loved. So hopefully I can get into the groove of reading more Romantasy because I really do enjoy a fantasy world with romance at its forefront. I have a hard time sometimes reading romance or reading fantasy in particular if it's just like a big world and there's so many creatures and all these characters that you have to memorize, you know? So I appreciate Romantasy for what it is because obviously I'm a romance girly, and when there is some world building and like creatures and all that kind of stuff, I like it. But it has to be a specific type. And I think these three are going to be that specific type that I need and that I'm going to love. So the first book that I have is The Never List by Jade Presley. And look at that. Oh. I just know this book, there are 5 people. The back says that you're invited to a choosing where you could win the heart of not one but 4 princesses, and supposedly nobody has done it yet, but we are gonna meet Riley Gray, and she's not supposed to be there, so this is a why choose for 4 princes. So we'll see. And then I have The Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha Tooley, and I read Not Safe for Work by this author in 2025. Really liked it. I gave it a 3.75. So I've had this on my shelf for a while, and I know it's 10 women, a deadly contest, and only one can win the Sun Queen or Sun King's heart. So more deadly trials. Love me a deadly trial. And then I have Gild by Raven Kennedy, and I've heard really good things about this. And evidently she's a gold-plated prisoner. This is supposed to be the retelling of like the Midas touch, you know, when the king touches everything, turns to gold. But that's all I really know about this. The myth of King Midas, the gilded world of, I was going to say Oreo, but that is Aurea. It's supposed to say, it says that it will grip me from the very first page. So it's supposed to have some darkness in it, like some dark romance. I love me some dark romance. I've heard really good things about this. It's short and concise as well. So there are, I think, like 3 or 4 other books in this series too. So yeah, we're gonna read these. Let me know which one you think I'm gonna like the most, and when I start one, I'll let you know. Wanted to fill you and let you know that I'm halfway through The Never List. I was sitting here updating another video, so I figured that I'd update this one too. The book's in there. But I am enjoying this book so far. It's about Riley, who is she is poor, and she gets an invitation to this party for the Legends of Chaos. And the Legends of Chaos are these 4 guys who are the sons of the kings of the surrounding lands. So this party, the 4 guys, they choose a mate, or choose a person who could potentially be their mate, and then the woman or whoever they choose basically is with them for 4 months to try to figure out if that person's a good fit for these 4 guys. Nobody has ever made it past a month. And Riley is chosen. She is now in the middle of getting to know all of the 4 guys. So we have Cal, Jax, Axel, and Pierce. And they, like I said, they are sons of the kings that are around. She just got through with her month-long visitation. I don't know how to explain it, with Cal. Now she's going with Axel. She was picked by Jax, and she's just seeing if she's the right fit for them. It's a why choose. It's pretty adventurous. The four guys all have these powers and everything like that. You find something out about Riley too, and her motives as to why she went to the party. But yeah, it's been pretty entertaining so far. I read the first 162 pages in one sitting. Audiobook is pretty good. I don't know if I am liking the male narrator. I don't know. There's something about the way that he's presenting his voice. I understand that these guys are pretentious and they're rich and everything, but he's just going a little bit too hard in with the voice, like the narration. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's decent so far. I'm not hating it. It has all of the things that I like in my romantasy. It has adventure. It has a little bit of fantasy thrown in there. There's some political intrigue that's not too over my head, you know. And I mean, 4 dudes lusting after you. I don't know what that feels like, but Riley seems to like it. So whatever floats her boat. But yeah, I will let you know how I feel about the rest of the book. And the book itself is so beautiful. Like the construction of it and everything. It's just very nice. It's very nice. The pages are thick. Like each chapter, and I'll show you later, but each chapter has really nice decorations. Like it's really just pretty, and it's very well done, which is what caught my attention in the first place. But yep, story itself, not too bad. We'll see how it goes. Although I will say, to get to the second person, like to get to Axel, it took 170 something pages to do that. This book is only 417 pages. So the math ain't really math in there for me because it took a long time with her and Cal, okay? Hello, I finished the Neverlist. I'm giving it a 3.25. I didn't think that this book was horrible by any means. Although there are things in here that, especially at the end with like powers and all that were not well fleshed out at all to me. And I was like, how did that even happen? Like, I don't understand. I had to go back and reread some things, and it wasn't very well explained to me. The relationship part of this book is very well fleshed out. All the characterization in here, like the character development and everything, is very well fleshed out. But when it comes to the actual fantasy part of this, talking about all the powers that the guys have and talking about Riley's stuff going on, I did not understand that part of it at all. And I don't know. I think that's why it's bringing my rating down a lot, because I was just really confused about all the power stuff. And then, like I said, something at the end of this book happened, and I was like, how did we even get there? Like, how did that even happen? I was just really confused, and I was kind of frustrated at the end of it because it was going pretty well. Like, I was gonna rate this like a 4, and then I would say about 50 pages from the end, it just started kind of going downhill to me, and I was like, I don't know what is going on right now. Why did that happen? How did it happen? And, you know, I don't know. Just kind of a letdown. But 3.25, I think if you like romantasy, I think if you like why choose, you're looking for some steam, you're looking for an author that is very well versed in like character development, making sure each character has their own personality, and you can seriously tell the difference between everything, like all the characters. I think you would like this. It does have a very rich world as well, and I liked learning about all of the different territories that were in here, because each of the guys has their own territory that they have to look over, and they have to make sure all their people are good and everything. I did enjoy learning about that, and the map was actually very, very helpful. It's very beautiful. Again, this book is absolutely gorgeous. Like the way that it's crafted and everything, it's very nice. But just the overall story itself kind of left me wanting more. Very underwhelming at the end. I don't know. Am I going to continue on with the series? Most likely, because I just want to know what happens. Like, it ended on a cliffhanger, obviously. But I want to know what happens. And, should I say this or should I not? Romantasy, like, you know, I'm just now getting into it, and but a lot of them are a lot alike, okay? I personally like the Phantasma world a lot better than this. I'm kind of getting like Fourth Wing vibes too. I've read the first book in that series. I'm not going to continue on with that series, but they're kind of all the same, you know? So hopefully this one's different. Since I just said that, and this is a Romantasy vlog. But this is about 10 women, a deadly contest, and only one can win the Sun King's heart. So we're going to have trials. We're going to have all of these women trying to compete to get the man. What does the man have? I'm not sure. Why is he special? Don't know yet. But I am hoping that I'm going to love this. She's not of nobility like the other contestants, I guess you could call them, in these trials either. And she's just very hesitant to get close to anybody because she doesn't trust anyone because of what she's been through all of her life. But the Sun King, he is extremely handsome and charming. And she's getting wrapped up in all of his charm, I guess you should say. And then she realizes too that if she wins the trials, then she can take down the Aurora King, who imprisoned her since she was like 12, since she was a young child. So that's her motivation to win these trials. It's her motivation. But she's slowly starting to realize that the Sun King isn't as great as she thought, you know, and that he probably has like nefarious reasons as to why he likes to hold these trials, because they are extremely deadly. And his charming persona is starting to slip, and you see that throughout this book. I'm 100% invested in this. I don't think this is going to be a 5 per se, but I am going to continue on with the series just because I really like lore. And then we also have Nadir, and he is the son of the Aurora King. He's slowly starting to find out things about his father too, which his father is not a good person whatsoever. His father sucks. But he's figuring out that his father is keeping secrets from him. So Lore and Nadir's their timelines, not timelines, but they haven't crossed paths yet. Nadir is trying to figure out who Lore is, but Lore doesn't know anything about him, honestly. So I'm interested to see how their relationship is going to come together, because I believe that they are supposed to be a couple eventually. So I'm interested to see how that's going to play out. But yeah, it's holding my attention so far. So I finished this. I'm going to give it 4 stars. I really like the ending. It left on a cliffhanger, and I want to immediately jump into the next book, okay? Because I want to know what happens. But again, I liked this. I liked the world setup. I actually really liked the political aspect of this, which, y'all, is weird for me to say because usually I don't like political books whatsoever. Like, I don't really care about the politics in the book, but I did in this one. I'm interested to see how everything's going to come together and how Lore is going to F up these people, okay? Because they deserve it, in my opinion. But she is a badass. I liked her a lot. I liked her willingness to take up for others, to try to save others, to speak up when stuff's not right. I enjoyed that too. And she's found herself in a little bit of a predicament, and I'm ready to see how she's going to get out of that predicament, okay? But yeah, I liked this a lot, and I want to go to the next book. But I said that I was going to read Gild first before I get to the rest of the series. I don't know much about this besides that this is a King Midas retelling. I know that she's a prisoner and she is all gold. That's all I know. I don't know much about I don't know much else about it, okay? There's a bird cage on the back. I know, like I said, I know that she's a prisoner. Like in a Goldie prison, I don't know. This book is really pretty though. If you can see all that. Yeah. I'm not sure. Ooh, look at that. So this is like Cinderella too. Gold-plated prisoner. But what a pretty prison it is. Okay. Oh, I'm the gold-plated prisoner. Ooh, and there's a map. I'll be using that in the chapter headings. Okay, so this book is really nice. Oh, and I forgot to show you the mappy in here too. This map was very helpful when learning about all the different like places in this world. It was very helpful. So, I'll let you know how I feel about this. Per usual. Okay, goodbye. So I'm a dummy. I am reading Gild right now. And you know how I said like her name reminds me of an Oreo? Well, that's the land's name. Her name is Arian or something like that. So yeah, I'm dumb. It's me not reading and comprehending what the synopsis was talking about, okay? So sorry about that, but I'm reading this. I'm only on like chapter 6, so we've met our main character. She's in a golden cage. She is King Midas's like favorite pet, pretty much. They call them saddles, basically sex slaves. I'm assuming human trafficking. And when she was young, she's been with him since she was like 15, and that's all like, it's Stockholm syndrome to the max, okay? To the max. We'll just say that. She loves him. But she's literally in a cage all the time. Her bedroom is a cage, her bathroom is a cage. She has all the things that she supposedly needs in the cage, but now he is fixing to share her with some of his other friends, alliances, allies, you know. So yeah, this one's dark. This one's dark already, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Ended up finishing Gild. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. This book was very dark. Very, very dark. There were some scenes in here that were hard to listen to / read. And I don't know if I'm going to continue on with the series. This book wasn't bad by any means, but it just didn't really like catch my eye enough to where I want to continue on. I do like learning about this world and listening to the story from Orin's perspective instead of King Midas. I think that she had a lot of character development in this story. She has learned a lot. She's been a prisoner most of her life, and now that she has a little bit of freedom, even though she's seeing that the outside world is just as cruel, if not crueler, than the position that she was in, she still wants her freedom, obviously. And she's just trying to navigate the world with all of these men who want to steal her and do horrible things to her body. That was a lot of topic in here, and it was very descriptive about what these men wanted to do to these women, which was hard to read, but it does happen a lot. And I think that that was a really important part of this book, is that women's bodies are not for the taking. Consent is very important, and even though you might not like somebody's livelihood, especially when like sex work and stuff like that, if they're being safe and they are enjoying their time, they are consenting adults, that's important. There's a very fine line between consent and when consent turns into no, you know? And a lot of these men in this book don't understand the word no, or if they do, they just don't care. So if that description helps you understand what this book is about. There you go. There's a lot of sexual scenes in here, very descriptive scenes in here, and the men are despicable, to be completely honest. I don't know. I mean, overall, this is a 3.5, but again, I don't know if I'm going to continue on with the series. So the whole point of this video, am I in my romantasy era? I think so. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I like, though. I am willing to continue to learn and to read other stories, but I think one of the things that really catches my attention the most are like trials or a competition or something of that nature. I like magic systems and stuff like that, but I want to see people like fighting. I want a really rich plot, and I want a lot of character development. I want to get to know the characters, but I also want to see them doing stuff. And I really like badass female characters. Like, I really like badass female characters. I could do without the men a lot of times in fantasy, but you know, some of them aren't that bad. There were some good ones in here. But I do like the enemies to lovers trope, hate to love trope. Obviously, that's like my go-to. But I also have found out that I can do fated mates as long as it's not overly fated in a way where it's insta-love. I can get with that, okay? I can get with that. I've noticed that. Did I read any fated mate stuff in this video? No, I'm just kind of talking right now. I do think fated mates comes later in this series from what I've read, or if I'm just totally making that up, possibly making that up. But yeah, I think that this video was a success. I am definitely going to continue on with the second book in the Trial of the Sun Queen. Definitely going to continue on with that. I can't remember what the series name is called at the moment, but I'm definitely going to continue with that. I actually already bought the second book, so the second book is on its way to me. But I have a few other romantasy series that I want to get to, that I started / really just want to read this year. So hopefully I'll do another video like this. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this, if you want to see another one like this, if you've read any of these books. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.